Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome out to Blair Oaks High School for tonight's Missouri Showcase from Youth Baseball Midwest. We are happy to bring this to you. We've got a great matchup for you tonight. We got St. Francis Borgia coming over to visit the Blair Oaks Falcons, and I think we're going to have a good one. Tonight, our production's presented by Red Earth Productions. That's us, LLC. You know, if you're looking for some production work, please give us a call. Go to our website, redearthprod.com, and we love to see you. I got my crack engineer team back here. I got Lauren and Drew Klutz. Yes, this is a family affair. We do this work all the time. And Drew will be handling the scoreboard, right, Drew? You got that one, right?
That's the plan.
That's the plan. And I got Lauren over there. She's got the pictures for you. She'll be on the camera. And hopefully they'll turn that back down. I don't know. Somebody would. Maybe. There it is. They're working on it. Anywho, so my Drew. And tonight we got somebody special. We've met this gentleman. He's been on the show with us a couple times.
You got it. I'm going to give you a chance here. I'm going to give you an opportunity.
I know it's Metro Sports Mocan. Brennan, I know his first name all the time.
Good.
And, you know, I'm an old guy. So the last name is killing me, though.
Kanabi.
There it is. I wasn't going to say it, man. I was going to butcher it again. I did it the last time he came on the show, and I butchered it up, so I wasn't going to do it twice.
Fair enough.
But Brennan Kanabi coming over from Metro Sports Mocan. You guys, what do you cover over there, buddy?
We are all of Missouri and Kansas, so all the way from the very, very wild west of Kansas that doesn't feel like a real state to our friends over in the Gateway City. So been doing this work for about 5 years now. We started off in just Kansas City, but we've expanded as our partners have grown up and gone to different places.
Absolutely. You know, this is what's fun here. We've met them. They're coming on. This is how you got to cover high school sports because it's tough. It's not like
100%.
You know, covering with ESPN and all that stuff, man. But it's a challenge. But we love it. We're going to bring this to you. We got a good one here for you tonight. Blair Oaks Falcons. This is a program that has been a juggernaut for quite some time. They've had a lot of success probably over the last 5 years, and winning the Class 4 state championship last year. And they got Will Libbert over at Mizzou pitching his butt off over there. This program, you know, honestly, I don't see this size of squad sometimes on some Class 6 varsity teams. Yeah. They're a loaded squad, Brennan.
No kidding. I mean, this year, it's a kind of a bridge year, but even in a bridge year, this team is still incredible. We've got Vander Halford on the mound tonight. I think he was a weird entry and game changer when I pulled the stats up because it shows that he hasn't faced a batter, but he's been on the mound this year. So we'll see how that goes. But Vander is also a show in the box. He's hitting .444 on the year, 4 hits in 3 games, including one yesterday, and a 2-1 win over Boonville. OPS nearing the 1 dot, which you always want to have as well. Nolan Laughlin, he's really going to be the star of the show for them tonight. The Lincoln commit here in Jeff City, great contact hitter. We're not going to really see him drive the ball out of this very large ballpark as I
yes,
see it now. But he's hitting .500 in those 3 games with a 1.292 OPS. He's got a double on the year as well. He's a guy that doesn't strike out as well. He's going to put bat to ball.
Yeah, absolutely. We got one of our insiders coming in. We're going to talk a little baseball extracurricular. No, not yet. He's not there. So just let me know. Give me a shout out when he comes on, okay? But hopefully we're going to get, man.
Names, you're like 0 for 2 to start the day.
Geez, Evan Schenck.
There we
our
go.
G.A.C. North correspondent. I love that word, correspondent. I can say that all day, but can't remember the boy's name. Isn't that terrible? But we're going to come back to this. We talked with Coach DeMilia prior to the season. I'll tell you, man, they didn't lose much. Mm-hmm. They really didn't. You have 5. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm going to go back to it. Here it is. I'm going to get to it. There it is, Blair Oaks. When you have they only lost 5 seniors from last year. this team is Nolan Laughlin, Brock Burr, Owen Shellman, Zane Halford, the brother of Vander, the senior there. I think he's playing pretty well.
Yeah,
Evan McCullough, we're going to see him at shortstop. Dylan Kliegel. These are the guys, they've been through this experience once. I think that bodes well for this team, right?
100%. I mean, really the biggest loss for this team isn't even something they lost to graduation. It's the two guys that they've got sitting on the bench right now hurt. Hayden Lackman, All-State honorable mention as a sophomore. He's yet to play in the regular season. We saw him get a couple at bats in a scrimmage in early March against Jeff City. But Warren Davis, he's been out all year long. He's yet to see any action. He was All-State honorable mention as a sophomore as well.
Both these guys hit over 300 last year, 19, 16 RBIs respectively. Both of them had 9 doubles, a triple. That's production. And the run production, that's hard to replace sometimes, isn't it?
100%. I mean, when you look at Davis specifically, he's a stolen base guy. He's at top of the order. Get on base. We're going to get him over and get him in. But, I mean, we haven't seen them run quite as much as we've seen them run in previous years. But these guys, they still got the tools. They're big at some positions, burly guys, football players from here just outside Jeff City. But they've also got the speed to kind of get down and play, as a Kansas City guy myself, a little bit of royal ball, as we call it.
We got a little something for you today here with we put our historian to work. Brett Crumbaugh, big shout out to Brett Crumbaugh. Thanks for putting these pieces together. Did a little history background for Blair Oaks. Drew, you got that ready to roll? Why don't you go ahead and roll that?
Welcome to this broadcast brought to you by Youth Baseball Midwest. We're bringing to you this spotlight on Blair Oaks High School, located in Wardsville, Missouri, home of the Falcons. This powerhouse program competes in Class 4 of the Missouri State High School Activities Association, and they've been making waves on the field in recent years. Blair Oaks has achieved its fair share of championship baseball, claiming the Class 2 state championships in 2006 and 2007 under head coach Brian Ash. But they didn't stop there. They went on to dominate Class 3 in 2019 under Mike DeMilia. And if you didn't think they could get any better, just wait. In 2024, Coach DeMilia led them to a Class 4 state championship, adding another title to their storied history. In 2025, Blair Oaks Baseball is back to defend their title and bring another championship home to their local community. With a legacy like that, it's clear that the Falcons are a force to be reckoned with in Missouri high school baseball. Keep an eye on them as they continue to build on their championship tradition, and keep your eyes and ears peeled on Youth Baseball Midwest as we bring you the matchup between Blair Oaks and St. Francis Borgia.
I appreciate Brett for taking the time to do that. This program, that's why one of the reasons why we wanted to come over here. It's a great program. Coach DeMilia, from Coach Ash to Coach DeMilia, it's just kept right on rolling.
It's what you always want. I mean, with hiring a new head coach, a young guy, Mike DeMilia is not the oldest.
Right.
If when you look at him, you get a young skipper in there just to be able to continue some of that program prowess is incredible. But I mean, we've got some of that on the other side as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We got an interview coming up with Coach DeMilia you don't want to miss to start off this season. But we're going to get to St. Francis Borgia. This is a team that also has had a lot of success. The championship points bumped them up to Class 6.
Really?
Yes. They were in Class 5 I think they were in Class 4, then Class 5, and the championship points, another district championship, gave them that one more point, gave them 8, and they're in Class 6, which I think I had them ranked much higher. I don't have them ranked in Class 6.
Yeah,
they were ranked in Class 5. I think they were there, but that's a tough pill to swallow, don't you think?
100%, and when you lose 10 seniors, that's like the last thing you want to happen. And they're not, every team has those 2 or 3 seniors that are just program guys. They're not, going to move on and play college baseball. But you look at Borgia last year, Jack Nobitz of Xavier Committee had one of the best pitching seasons in St. Louis last year.
Right.
You lose him. Obviously, you've still got a pretty good pitching staff, at least in the early season here. But, man, that's a tough loss and another tough pill to swallow on the back end.
That's just kind of like, oh, thank you very much. And I think that's a tough thing. When you look at Misha and you have the championship points for these private schools and stuff, but all those kids moved on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of tough for these younger kids. You got to deal with the success of the previous classes. My opinion, but you know what opinions are like. And so it is what it is. And but I think it's tough. I do.
Yeah, but if you also look at it on the other end, you have to say, okay, well, if we're going to, make this a thing where we want to move these private schools up that are perennial contenders, which they should, I mean, obviously you're banking on them continuing to have a good program at the 6A level, which they will. But, I mean, if we're going to say every time, they lost 10 seniors last year, we're not going to move them up, then you just kind of get in this weird purgatory where you don't know if people are moving up or not because of what they're losing. So there's potential for some interesting Misha things there that we all know Misha's really good at. So,
well, the one kid they're missing, we just found out tonight from Coach Struckhoff, Drew Eckhoff has a subluxation in his shoulder, won't be playing tonight. They hope there's no significant damage. Mm-hmm. What do you think that's going to do for their chances tonight?
That's a big loss. They've got the guys to kind of make it up on the back end, but he's coming off of a really good game a couple days ago versus Bell. He had 2 RBI. He's hitting 500 through 2 games on the year with a 1.238 OPS, 3 hits, 3 RBI. So, that's a big loss for them. But they've got some talent on the back end of this lineup. Frankenberg, Malincrot, Niter, and O'Hanlon. Those are 4 guys that, like we always say, you can't replace Eckhoff, but you might be able to in the aggregate a little bit here.
Now we're getting into Moneyball.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into Moneyball. I'll tell you what's interesting, too, is, when you're talking about trying to replace 27 runs scored, 16 RBIs from last year, right off the get, and offense is always tough in the early part of the season, but they still got the pitching. We're going to see Guildhouse on the mound today, and we'll have an interview you'll hear a little bit more from Coach Struckhoff about tonight. Guildhouse, last year he only threw 14 innings, but had a $1.50 ERA. I'll tell you what, I don't care. 14 innings is a pretty decent sample size in high school, right?
Yeah. That's 3 or 4 appearances at that level. And, I'm not sure who they came against, but Borgia plays a pretty tough schedule last year, and they came out at 22-9. So probably a couple pretty good outings against some quality programs.
They got we'll probably, we might even see Caleb Haas tonight. We're going to see a lot of different pitchers. But I think Francis Borgia it's just one of those seasons where it'll be interesting to see how you're going to navigate once you get into Class 6. Their schedule is set already. Mm-hmm. There's not really anything you can do about it unless you're aware, and he might have been aware, but they always play a tough schedule anyway.
Right. It's hard, and what I believe the AAA conference is not a thing anymore, correct? They dissolved after last year?
That is dissolved, yes.
Okay. So, but when you're in the AAA the last couple of years, you have to play a tough schedule. That's a tough conference right. Over in St. Louis, and you got a good quality group of schools in that area in general. So they're going to play a tough schedule regardless of what class they're in.
Brendan, who else we looking at here offensively with this team?
I'm predicting a big Braxton Frankenberg game. He's hitting .429 on the year, OPS just under 1,000. He's got 3 hits. They've got 4 guys with 3 hits in their first 2 games. Ben Niter, Brody O'Hanlon, Frankenberg, and then Eckhoff, who we won't see today. But they've got a pretty good back into the offense. They're really going to get it done. I'm excited to see the middle of this order, the 2, 3, 4 guys as we get to the lineups later. I think will really kind of make the difference for them tonight in a tough – we could be in a pitcher's duel tonight.
Absolutely. Well, we got another history piece here for you for St. Francis Borgia as well. So, Drew, why don't you kick that bad boy off?
Welcome to this broadcast brought to you by Youth Baseball Midwest. We're bringing to you this spotlight on St. Francis Borgia High School, located in Washington, Missouri, home of the Knights. The St. Francis Borgia baseball program is on the rise in 2025 and is looking to build off their previous success to bring home the ultimate prize back to their high school. In recent years, this exciting baseball program achieved a high level of success. In 2019, under the leadership of head coach Robert Struckhoff, their team captured the Class 4 championship, showcasing their teamwork and dedication to the sport. In 2024, the Knights finished as the Class 5 runner-ups, proving their ability to compete at the highest level in the state. Undoubtedly, their team will look to build on their success from last year in pursuit of bringing the championship back to their local community. St. Francis Borgia will be an exciting team to watch as they compete for a championship and continue their tradition of winning. Keep your eyes and ears peeled on Youth Baseball Midwest as we bring you this matchup between St. Francis Borgia and Blair Oaks.
As we're getting closer to first pitch, appreciate Brett Crumbaugh taking time. We're going to have these every week for you, highlighting these programs. Appreciate taking the time. Just some history. I think it's good to get to know these programs, where they've been, and especially these two programs who've had a lot of success, not just over history, but recently as well, Brennan.
Yeah, I mean, these are traditional powerhouses.
Yeah.
These are teams that throughout the years have they've had down years, as all high school baseball teams do. But they're a team that's every 2 or 3 years you're going to be like, those guys could get it done this year. So, again, a great matchup. This is not one of those games where you come in and you say, well, both these teams are always pretty good, but we got one who's a lot better this year than the other one, so we're going to see a 5-inning game. No, we're going to play 7 today. I'm nearly 100% confident.
Well, as we're heading towards first pitch, we had a chance to talk with both head coaches before the game here. So we're going to start off with Coach Struckhoff from St. Francis Borgia, and enjoy. All right, folks, we're here with the head coach of the St. Francis Borgia Knights, Rob Struckhoff. Coach, thanks for taking a moment.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
And it's the first time we had him on the show, but it's the first time we get to meet him face-to-face, right? So, Coach, you travel down here, quality Blair Oaks Class 4 school. I first want to ask you, though, were you surprised you guys went to Class 6?
I wasn't surprised going to Class 6 because I knew the championship factor. We were going to get bumped up 2 classes. We got 8 points right now, so that's for 1 year. We got 4 points in the 2019 state championship, so that's sitting on us. And then the 3 from 2023 from second place in Class 5, and then district last year champions. And so with success comes the championship factor. I mean, we're probably got less students than they have here.
I was going to say.
I don't know what they have. We're about 440 kids.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to play with the ones that have 13, 14, 15, 2,000 kids coming. But it is what it is.
Well, it's early in the season. You've had some success so far. Talk to us a little bit. What have you seen about your team?
Yeah, we had a good start. Played Sullivan first game of the year. We saw their pitcher Gower that's going to Texas Tech. We doing the 4th inning. We were down 2-1 when he left, but we were competing. Our pitcher was Gildahouse was doing great. So once you got him out of the game, we put a couple more runs on them. They made a couple mistakes. We took advantage, and we were able to secure a 4-3 win. We turned a triple play to end the game. That's how the game ended. They had first and second with nobody out, 4-3. Ground ball to third. Our third baseman stepped on the bag, went across for the double play to first, and then we got the guy hung up going around second. He took a wide turn around second. We got him hung up there and got him run down. Triple play walk-off. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't.
But then we went up to Bell the next night and got a good quality win. And Bell, we beat them 12-1. They're a Class 3 school. They've been in their district championship game the last 3 years in a row. So they're a pretty good team. So we did what we had to do in that game. So
far, what have you seen from your pitching staff?
Pitching staff has been throwing strikes. Charlie Gildahouse pitched a really good game against Sullivan. And then we had a sophomore, G.A.C. Keeler, his first varsity, made his debut on the mound. He threw 6 hits, gave up 1 run, and actually gave up 3 hits, struck out 7, and did a great job. So pitching's been throwing strikes. We've been playing good defense behind him. We just, like I said, our experience, when we talked earlier, our experience, we only have 2 starters back from last year's team, and one's out tonight. The Eckhoff boy, Drew, got hurt last game, hurt his shoulder, so he's out for a little bit of time. So that's our leadoff hitter, shortstop. So it's going to be a bummer losing him that early.
Tough loss.
So now we're really down 8 starters from last year's team. So we're new, but our young guys come out and playing some good baseball so far.
Very good. So we're going to see Guildhouse on the mound today?
We'll start Guildhouse, but we're going to see a lot of guys because we have our tournament this weekend. We've got 2 games Friday, 2 games Saturday, so we're planning on throwing 5 or 6 guys tonight. So it'll be one of those games where
a smorgasbord.
Yeah, we're going to keep. I tell the guys, and I've got a lineup for each inning. I said it's going to be like playing in your 12U, 13U. We're just going to throw you guys out, have that sit on. You're going to have to pay attention when you're going in, what you're going in for, because it's going to be in and out. So we'll get a lot of guys in and move them around. Lucky we got some guys who can play multiple positions. You'll see Keeler playing about 3 or 4 different positions tonight. The sophomore, he's like a little Swiss Army knife. He can do a lot of things. So we'll move him around, move some other guys around, and just see what some guys got with this one. But we got to prepare. We got Rallo first game there as a district opponent now in that our first round game of that pool play. So and then we want to try to get to the championship round if we can. So it's 4 games and not a deep pitching staff right now. So
got to do what you can.
Do.
Right. Coach, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Folks, Coach Rob Struckhoff. Appreciate Coach Struckhoff taking time. We got the Blues out here, so we're going to jump right into that interview with Coach DeMilia so we can get right to the starting lineups here. Go ahead and run that, Drew. We're out here at Blair Oak High School for our Missouri Showcase opening game. I've got Coach Mike DeMilia. Coach, first I want to say thank you. Appreciate you inviting us over.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you. I know we met you last year at the Final Four, and we had some good conversations. And for you to be out here support or giving us a little shout out along with Borgia, and it should be a good game. So we got good baseball in Mid-Missouri, so we got to keep getting you out here.
Yes, that's true. He ain't lying, folks, and especially Class 4. I mean, there's some really good baseball, Class 4.
Sure.
Talk to us a little bit about your opening week. How's it been? Talk first about pitching.
Yeah, our pitching's been really good. I mean, we kind of expected that coming in. We got a lot of guys coming back from last year, and so a lot of experience on the mound always helps come into a new year. And some of our guys who hadn't pitched much have just stepped right in and pitched like they've thrown 50 innings last year. So our pitch has been really, really good. And, early in the year you always have a little problem with command, but we really haven't had a huge problem, here and there. But I'm really happy with where we are for sure.
Very good. On the hitting side, hitting is always a little slow. Sometimes those cold nights, and the hand sting. How's the offense looking?
Well, the offense has been okay. The numbers don't necessarily show that, but we've seen 2 really good arms. The kid from Boomville last night was really good, and then we saw a kid from St. Eves going to UCM or Central Missouri, and so we've seen some good arms already. So the numbers probably aren't indicative of how well we've actually had a good approach at the plate, and we've worked a lot of counts. We've drawn walks and getting hit by some pitches here, and strikeouts are a little high, but not outrageous. So I like where we're at so far, but obviously we got to get better as the year goes.
And that's what as me, you're talking about the average fan, people looking in the stands. I loved what you said about the at-bats, good quality at-bats. Doesn't always equal, a hit or something like that,
Sure.
But it's what you want to see, correct?
Yeah, I mean, that's all you really can control. We talk a lot in our program about control the controllables, and you can't control getting a hit. I mean, you can't control getting on base, but you control having a good mindset, having a good approach at the plate. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but, we've had a lot of good at-bats that weren't successful in the stat column, but we mark them down as good at-bats, and, if you continue to have those good at-bats, the stats will come around.
Who we seeing on the mound today, Coach?
We're going to see a sophomore, Vander Halford. This is actually his first varsity pitching outing for us. He did play as a freshman for us, but we liked what we've seen so far. He's a lefty, throws a lot of strikes, mixes it up, doesn't throw overly hard.
That's okay.
That's
that
Caden
happens.
Schulte, by the way, who did that. He's not our guy going to Harvard by any means. But anyways, he's going to give us a chance. He's not overpowering by any means, but he's a guy who can change speeds, throw multiple pitches for strikes, and he'll make them put the ball in play. And we got a good defense behind him, so I liked him on the mound tonight.
Very good. Hey, folks, head coach Mike DeMilia. Coach, good luck to you this evening.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, folks, national anthem is over. We're going to get you the starting lineups here for tonight's bowl game. I am pumped up, ready to go here. And for the St. Francis Borgia Knights, let me get here. I'm going to do it. Leading off, number 10, playing second base, Ben Nieder. At shortstop, number 7, Lane Malincourt, right? Malincourt, that's how he said that.
Yeah.
Yep. In the 3-hole, number 15, playing right field, is Braxton Frankenberg. In center field, hitting in the 4-hole, number 3, Brody O'Hanlon. In the 5-hole, number 14, playing right field, G.A.C. Keeler. In the 6-hole, number 20, at first base, Alex Griffin. In the 7-hole, at third base, number 2, Caleb Haas. And the DH for tonight's game, number 8, Henry Zeitman. And in the 8-hole, number 21, playing behind the plate catching, Andrew Bueller. And on the mound for St. Francis Borgia will be Charlie Glidehouse. So that's where we're at. Warren, you got the defense up for the Blair Oaks squad. We're going to go around the field. Yeah, so we've got behind the plate is, I got to turn the page.
There you go. Gotcha. Nolan Laughlin is behind the dish today at first base. Hunter Hinches playing second, leading off Brock Burr. At third base, we've got Cole Ortballs. Short, Evan McCullough. And left, Dylan Kleigel. And center field, Jet Kirouette. And in right, Zane Halford.
First pitch is a strike to the leadoff hitter, Nieder. Everybody's pretty straight up. No wind. Beautiful afternoon here at Wardsville, Missouri. Ball 1. 1-1 now the count. Big, tall kid on the mound here for Francis Borgia in Vander Halford. Little low. Comes right over the top at you.
First career start for Halford, the sophomore lefty.
3-1 count. I like leadoff batters that take pitches.
Gutsy 3-1 pitch there, showing him the breaking ball. First batter of the year. I like it.
Fastball gets him swinging on the K for out number 1. Brings up Malincourt. Malincourt's had a pretty good start to the season, hasn't he, Brennan?
100%. I mean, he's really going to be one of the pillars of this lineup for the whole year. Sophomore, he's young, hitting .333 and .833 OPS. He's getting on base in other ways than getting hits. 1 strikeout, 1 walk on the year as well.
And that ball is fouled off, and it is Malincrot. That's the way we got it here.
How it got spelled.
I heard the PA announcer say the same thing. So, okay, we're going to go back to that.
Yes.
Malincrot. Ground ball back up the middle. Second baseman. Oh, and a throw. Errant and is out of play. And that sends Malincrot to second base on the overthrow. So he reaches on the air. I'm going to give him a base hit.
Yeah, it's a hit and an error.
Now stepping to the plate for the Knights, Braxton Frankenberg.
Not an expert on what ordinary effort is, but I will tell you that throw was not ordinary effort.
E-throw on the air, yes, but a single. Brings up Frankenberg.
Some early adversity here for the young guy. Got a guy in scoring position with just 1 down in the first inning.
Strike 1. Always interesting to see a young guy, how he handles adversity. Good pitch on the inside, 0-2 to Frankenberg. haven't seen much of Borgia. I don't know if they run a lot.
I have not. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but they didn't look like a team that runs a lot.
Gets away from the catcher.
Looks like he might have tied him up there. Don't know if he even saw that one coming on the inside.
Sometimes maybe a little cross-up.
Early season. I mean,
Yeah.
First home game of the year. It's your first start.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Frankenberg, the 3-hole hitter. Just a line, a ground ball. It's going to get him home. That's a productive out right there. So second base makes a nice play. RBI ground
Now
out.
batting for St. Francis Borgia, Brody O'Hanlon.
And we got a 1-0 score.
That's just how you got to – I mean, that's how you win games when you've got one of your best hitters on the bench hurt. You just get guys in. That's it. It's
Exactly.
unconventional. You get the guy on with a base hit, air a wild pitch, and a ground out, but scores runs.
It worked.
Right.
1 ball, 1 strike here to Brody O'Hanlon, the center fielder. Fouled straight back to the fence for strike 2. 1-2. I like the feel of this pitcher. Nice, easy motion. Ball gets out of his hand. 2-2.
Looks relaxed as well. He doesn't look – he's in control still. Good
Oh, good curveball. Gets him swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning, but a run scored off the single and the error. We're going to the bottom of the first inning. Score 1-0 St. Francis. You want to do the defense?
I'll take it. So taking the field for Borgia, behind the dish, we've got Andrew Bueller. At first, Alex Griffin. Second, Ben Nider. At third base, Caleb Haas. At short, Lane Malincrot. In left, Braxton Frankenberg. Center, Brody O'Hanlon. And in right, Jace Keeler.
So Charlie Guildhouse is going to be facing Brock Burr, Nolan Laughlin, Zane Halford at the top of this order. What are we looking at here? These 3 guys here. Halford can do some damage. He's been pretty good so far to start this season.
Yeah, and Brock Burr is also getting a little hot.
Yeah,
That bat's starting to heat up. The third game of the year against Boonville, he had an RBI double that proved to be the difference. That was yesterday. So if we're going to see a guy continue a good stretch of hitting.
a little off speed right off the get.
I like it.
Wow. Throws him a strike on the changeup. One and one the count. I love the turf here. It's nice, right?
A beautiful field.
It really is. It's a nice complex here
Yeah.
they got with the football field right over here. The high school's back over that way. Nice sports complex. Town's coming out to support this program. Gotta love it. 3-1. Again, leadoff batter taking pitches.
Hopefully it ends up better than what happened to the last leadoff batter who struck out after going up 3-1. But
grounded, past the third, off his glove. Oh, the shortstop coming up. Not in time. Right off the glove of Haas to Malencrop, but not enough time to get him.
Yeah, throw was not quite in time. Still a good throw. Fading away from first base. Still on the money, not allowing the runner to get over like we saw with Malencrop himself in the first inning.
So a leadoff single for Burr. Nolan Laughlin at the plate. Throw over. That's the key right here. If you're going to run, that timing, not letting him get that foot hanging there. You got to make sure it gets down and you can go. That's a tough gig right there.
The only thing I think he might be able to read is it seems like Gildahouse kind of comes back a little bit, and once that back knee crosses, he can't throw over. So
trying to find that read, right? That's ball 2. 2-0 now to Laughlin. Kind of a tough start here for Glidehouse. He's throwing one strike.
And now he's got to be careful not to speed himself up here.
Gets a good off-speed pitch, got him out in front. Through the afternoon, we're going to share some scores with you guys. We got some good stuff going on around the state. And that ball's in the dirt, 3-1. In the early season, Smithville up 7-1 on Ray-Pac. And a line drive off the second baseman. That ball was smoked. Wow.
Yeah, really got a hold of that one. I mean, it's back-to-back unfortunate caroms of the ball for the Blair Oaks, or excuse me, the Borgia defense.
So back-to-back, that ball was hit so hard. You see, to me, and people go, well, you should have made it. No. That's a base hit, folks.
That is a base hit.
That's one of those you're trying to measure that hop, too. You don't know when that's going to get on you.
He almost had to pick it a little bit,
right?
It seemed like.
So first and second, nobody out. Zane Halford here. We talked about him, facing him with the – now he's got runners on the bags with one and score. And a great jump, great read by Brock Burr. Stolen base. First and third. Think they're going to send the runner to second.
We could be seeing a little double steal here, kind of delayed. I mean, with the timing that we just saw Burr time up Glidehouse on, I mean, why wouldn't you? The throw goes to second.
Smoked back up the middle. RBI single for Halford. He continues his hot streak.
Single for Blair Oaks. Now stepping to the plate, Dylan Kliegel.
Dylan Kliegel. This could get away from Borgia pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Glidehouse is struggling. They already have somebody up in the bullpen right now. Brennan, that's a sign right there that coach is not going to let this get too far out of hand.
Right, and you're looking at a guy with great plate control. Kliegel, he has one at-bat on the year and a .750 on-base percentage because he's walked twice. That's what I love about high school baseball is you're like, oh, the guy's hitting 167. Oh, he's got a 440 on base. Oh,
there you go.
Kid still gets on base.
He takes strike one. Glidehouse Lefty outside, 1-1. Good job by Bueller behind the plate, not letting that ball get past him. Ooh, missed a little low. That's been really the only pitch he's been able to
spot well, yeah. Could be a long night for him if he's not going to get that call up. Low strike. You can tell he likes that pitch.
He isn't missing by much, but I think this Blue's done a great job.
Mm-hmm. You can argue what you think a strike is, but as long as you're calling it the same every time.
3-1. Sitting on a pitch, banged into the gap, cut off by the center fielder. It's going to get the run home, and Halford's into third, and an RBI single for the four-hitter Dylan Kliegel.
For Blair Oaks. Now stepping to the plate, Hunter Henches.
Was a good relay cutting that ball off, not letting it get all the way to the wall. Would have definitely meant extra bases and both runs coming around, but looks like it may be going from bad to worse here for Borgia.
They have jumped. Boy, the bats are hot for Blair Oaks so far. I mean,
4 straight singles to start the day.
You know, and that's something that Coach DeMilia talked about in the interview before the game is, you know, they're not quite coming around, but boy, they're swinging right now. A little ground ball, could be a double play. Out at 2 and, oh, no. You hate to see that. The error that would have given him 2 outs here, that would have been huge.
Now batting for Blair Oaks.
The run scores. Halford scores from third. But the error leaves the runner there.
I hate to get really weird in baseball scorebook lore here, but in the work that I did this summer for the Monarchs, I realized that it is very hard to commit an error on a double play because you cannot assume a double play. I wouldn't doubt that gets scored as a fielder's choice.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Good call. I like that. We were going through the that's a ball. We were going through the scorebook ourselves and talking about what constitutes an earned run.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not always what people think. You know, it's what's that? What's that? Earned runs, it's very difficult not to have an unearned run.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
You've pretty much got to allow a hit.
Exactly.
Or a walk.
An unearned run, and it's like this. If this gentleman is on here as an error rather than a fielder's choice, if he's on as a fielder's choice, that will be an earned run.
Yeah.
And it's lined past Haas again as Blair Oaks continues a line drive barrage.
Evan McCullough with a 1-out.
You got a little bit of a hit parade going on here early.
Wyatt Libert.
So the young sophomore, I believe, yes. DHing here. His brother pitching for Mizzou right now. At the plate, first and second, 1 out. Nice job by Bueller keeping that ball in front.
And this is a good spot for Liberty. 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts to start the year. Just saw 5 of the 6 guys in front of you get on with base hits.
I can do this.
Yes, that can either make your life a lot easier or a lot harder.
That ball's fouled back. It's going to get out of play. That makes 1 ball, 1 strike to Libert. I'll tell you, I don't think we've seen a March game like this in quite some time, guys. Grounded off the glove. Oh, good hustle. Lighthouse just couldn't quite complete that. And Libert is on. Bases loaded with 1 out.
Now batting for the Falcons, Jed Kerwitt.
We're going to see a pitching change early.
You can't hardly blame Coach for that. Glidehouse he struggled to get guys out. Hard hit balls up and down the lineup here. I mean, other than the ground ball we saw, everything else was hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
So
and he's definitely been got a hold of so far today.
Absolutely. So we are making a change. Number 8's coming in as a pitcher. I think it was just a change. That's it. Straight change there.
Yeah, well, Zeitzman is the DH for them as well today. He's pitched an inning this year. He's allowed 2 hits. Good for a 2.00 whip. Didn't allow an earned run, so the ERA still sits at 0. But he pitched in their 12-1 victory over Bell.
So that's interesting. I think the high school rules are always difficult.
Uh-huh.
So you're going to lose your DH, I believe, at this point.
Yes.
And so now you're there, which it might have been his plan anyway, but maybe a little earlier than he would have liked.
Yeah, right. Well, when you look at it, if you were going to put Zeitzman on the mound anyways, you lose your DH, so whoever comes in for Zeitzman is in your lineup. But the rest of the guys that they've shown they're willing to pitch this year, Keeler and Malencourt, are also in the lineup today. So you can at any point just do a straight sub and send Zeitzman to shortstop, probably not where you're going to want to send him, but shortstop or right field, you've got Keeler and Wright. So luckily,
Go ahead.
Luckily, you've got really your whole pitching staff available. You haven't played in 5 days, so
Right. Jet, I guess that's Curette. Will be facing. Yes. Did I say that correctly? Curette. See, I love it when the fans are
this
here.
is why we need to sit on the field every time.
That's right, because they help you when you mess something up, right? And when you get it right. I love it. You even help the umpire? I love that. Absolutely.
Now pitching for the Knights, Henry Zietman.
So
and stepping to the plate for Blair Oaks, Jet Kerwitt.
So here we go. Long, lanky kid, lefty, stepping in the box. Bases loaded, 1 out. Hey, a ground ball gets you in the dugout.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that they go to the bullpen. They put in the righty to face the first lefty of the night.
Strike 1.
Righty-lefty, I think, matters quite a bit less in high school baseball than you see when you get to the upper levels.
I think sometimes these kids on the left side, when they see a righty or a righty sees a lefty, they don't know what to do. They're so used to seeing right-handed pitching. Quickly 0-2. Ground ball is going to get knocked down. Great play by the second baseman there. Nieder. Throw over to third. It's not in time. The run scores, but that is a heck of a play by Ben Nieder at second base, keeping that ball in the infield and probably saving a run.
Absolutely. That ball gets by you. 2 are probably scoring.
Next up for the Falcons, Cole Ortballs.
So the third baseman, Cole Ortballs, is at the plate. They got second and third, and that ball is low. Four runs in.
2 on second and third are, that would be Glidehouse's responsibility. We still have not closed the book on him quite yet.
We got a 1-ball, 1-strike count to the 9-hitter. You roll your lineup over in the first inning, man.
It's hard to lose a game that way.
Yes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zeitman coming in, filling up the zone. That's a good slider. Fastball, banged back up the middle. Too much of the plate up in the zone, and the hits keep coming. 2 more scored, 2 RBIs
2 runs for the Falcons. Next
on
up,
the
Brock Burr.
2-out base hit by Cole Ortballs.
And just as I say it, we do close the book on Gleinhaus. He gives up 6 runs. Let me check if they're earned. If that is ruled a fielder's choice, then they will all be earned.
Yes. Yeah, we're not the official scorekeepers,
right.
folks, so we don't know. Back to the top with Brock Burr. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Batted around here in the first, 6-1. Blair Oaks. Big response to that first inning run. Strike at the top of the letters. I love to see that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I love that zone because that's a strike.
100%.
0-2. Curveball popped up on the infield.
Oh! They're going to say it's...
Is he going to call him out?
Yes.
He is. Oh, there was some indecision right there. I think that's Drew Heckoff playing shortstop. He's taking that ball. That right there is why you need an Heckoff in the middle. We're through 1, going to top of the second. Score 6-1, Blair Oaks.
Well, I want to thank everybody for the opportunity to come out tonight. Just a 35-minute drive from the new Metro Sports Mocan headquarters in Columbia. My name is Brennan Kanabe. I'm a student at the University of Missouri, and I am the founder and CEO of a little company called Metro Sports Mocan. We cover high school sports all across Missouri and Kansas. Started off as a broadcast company, but now we're kind of in the new media short-form sphere. We are also an events provider. We run 7-on-7 tournaments, basketball and baseball showcases that we've got planned for the upcoming couple of years. But it's been an honor and a privilege to cover Missouri high school baseball the last 5 years. I'm excited to be out here.
Well, we appreciate Brennan coming out and working with us. Love the partnerships with people that are covering high school sports because it's just so hard. I mean, when to cover so many different sports, know everybody, right? In the pro sports, you get 32 teams, maybe 20-some teams, whatever the case may be. We got 400 teams in high school baseball here in Missouri. It's tough.
It really is tough, and I mean, there's the weird overlap where you've got state basketball one week, and then you're right into it the next Tuesday. Watching Blair Oaks play Borgia.
Jace Keeler at the bat, 2-2. The right fielder here.
Just a sophomore looking to get going, hitting 157 early on the year.
Slow roller, nice play by Ortballs. Oh, and he sails the throw. I think that's the toughest play for a high school player on the run like that still. That's not an easy play.
Once again, not the official score, but that is likely going to be ruled a base hit as well.
You think so? No,
yeah,
that's an error.
Ordinary effort.
Now, I would give him the error on that because of the throw.
Yeah, I think that'll be a hit on Borgia's game changer and an error on Blair Oaks.
I concur with that. Oh, mercy. Alex Griffin steps in, first baseman. Looks like he plays right guard or nose tackle for St. Francis Borgia as well.
That's your quintessential first baseman right
Absolutely.
there. If you would have set their lineup up and told me to guess who plays what position, I probably would have got one right.
1-1 to Griffin. I'd say if he gets one barreled, though, it's going to travel a bit. That's Mitchie the Kid's kind of kid right there. Shout out to Mitchie the Kid, does the Hitting Zone podcast on YBM. Check him out. Crushing topics, right? Hitting them out of the park. That's what he says he does. So we appreciate Mitch, what he does.
As long as you don't ask him a geography question, he's pretty good.
Oh, mercy. Out at 2 and the turn, not in time, and is back. Nice job by the catcher, Laughlin, getting over there, making sure. So they got the one out. Couldn't quite turn that. That would be the fielder's choice. Yes. And I think everybody is taking that one as the fielder's choice. So out number 1 brings up Caleb Haas, the third baseman.
.250 hitter, a guy we've seen throw a couple innings in the past. Hasn't thrown anything this year.
Woo! I'll tell you what, Holford, and this is where I always like to see, a young pitcher. He's starting to get a little more confidence. He gets settled in here. He can go 4 or 5 innings and be very good off speed right there. You give him some confidence, man, and it becomes a very different ball game. And 6 runs.
Mm-hmm. Right. When you spot your sophomore pitcher 6 runs in the first inning.
Ooh. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Haas. That's a lot of confidence.
Yeah. I really like, pitching out of the stretch. He is quick to the plate.
Yes, he is. Line drive, caught, doubled up. Heck of a play by the second baseman, Brock Burr. Yes. And that ends the inning and ends the threat. We're going to the bottom of the second inning, 6-1, Blair Oaks. I'll tell you what, we got the G.A.C. game of the week is going to be a lot of fun this year. We open up with a rematch of the Troy Classic. Francis Howell goes and visits Fort Zumwalt West. Always love that. These two teams, they, off the field, there's a lot of guys, they know each other, whatnot, but on the field, they want to beat each other really bad. And it makes for some compelling baseball.
Yeah, they all have the feeling of postseason games.
Yes.
And it's funny because they're always in March. You watch these two teams play in March, and we're just starting to find our footing in this baseball season. And, every time it feels like you're watching a game that could be replayed in the postseason, and it's a lot of mistake-free baseball.
Francis out of the gate undefeated. And looking every bit the team that we got him at the number 1 spot. So
I'm shocked, I tell you, shocked.
Nolan Laughlin leading off here. He singled and scored in the bottom of the first inning. Different pitcher starting this one here with Zeitman, so we'll see if he settles down here and kind of gets this game a little bit to where they can start scratching some runs back. Ooh. Caught blue there. That's where I always say, come on, catch. You got to block those, baby.
All right. Not doing yourself any favors that way.
Mm-mm. 2 balls, 1 strike to Laughlin. Got a great crowd here tonight, folks. 3-1. So here we go, Brennan. This, you don't want to walk this guy, so you got to give him something to hit here.
Yeah, one of the oldest baseball proverbs in the book: leadoff walks lead to leadoff runs.
There it is. Good pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I like that challenge. Here it is. Fastball if you can beat me. At some point, you got to kind of maybe do that a little bit. I know you're getting beat up some, but you do not want the leadoff runner on. And foul back again.
Welcome back to baseball season.
Absolutely. Blues getting punished back there.
Getting warmed up for the year.
I like the fact we got a 3-man crew here. I haven't seen that in just a early regular season game. I love that. And there it is. So the base on balls to the leadoff. Laughlin brings up Halford. RBI single, scored a run, bottom of the first, and this is the guy you do not want to see in this lineup here. Courtesy runner for the catcher.
Jackson Houston.
Kliegel on deck. I mean, it's just everybody is seeing the ball well. Number 3, running 4.
Jackson Houston checking in to run. There we go.
And that ball is past the catcher, Bueller, and the runner's at second base, scoring position. And a 2-0 count. No, 1-0 count because the throw over was first. I'm sorry. Yes. That doesn't count as a pitch. At the knees.
Pitch.
Good pitch. 1-1. Coach DeMilia's got to be happy about the start for this game and the way here they're swinging the bats. That was one of the things he'd talked about, trying to get, a little overzealous with that swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I mean, in 3 wins, they've only scored 14 runs, which when you look at it, that's nearly 5 runs a game in 3 games. But 2 of those games were 2-1 finishes, Camden and Boonville.
Against the better teams, they didn't. And a swing and a miss, the throw down, and the out recorded on the strikeout, and the 2-3 for out number 1.
Now batting for Blair Oaks, Dylan Kliegel.
Kliegel coming up, also RBI single. He in the bottom of the first, and that's the thing. Sometimes you don't look at it. And Boonville is a good team. They beat them 2-1. I think Boonville's going to make some noise in Class 4 as well. And the runner goes, and he's in safely, and that's turf slide.
Yeah, no kidding.
Good jump. We got a chance to talk to Coach Simpson over there at Boonville in our coaches previews, and again, it's one of those things with Class 4, you're juggling so many different kids all the time, and where's your freshman class to your sophomore class, outgoing seniors, and it's just a different vibe.
It is, yeah. Class 4 is when you really start to see the beginnings of that small class baseball feel. They're the first of they're the biggest of the small classes, if you will. Pitch.
2 balls, 1 strike. And this, I think Brendan alluded to it when we started at top of the broadcast. The central part of the state, there's a lot of good baseball in these lower classes. 3-1. We talked about, I always say, I was calling it Fatima, and then somebody goes, no, it's Fatima.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And that's ball 4. So a base on balls, a strikeout, and another base on balls, and we got first and third with one out. And here comes Coach Struckhoff again. And we'll see if he makes a change.
Yeah.
And he is.
Yes.
Calling for the
G.A.C.
right
Keeler.
fielder, G.A.C. Keeler. And so it looks like where are we going to see Zeitman go? He's calling for a glove.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to go to first base.
First base.
Or no, he's going to the outfield. He's going to the outfield. Got to get his outfielder's glove.
Yeah.
Specializing. Know what I'm saying?
No kidding.
So what do you got on Jace Keeler here?
Well, he has shown some promise on the mound this year. He's a sophomore, 1-0 record. He won their second game against Bell through 6 innings of nearly scoreless baseball. Gave up 1 earned run, 1 run total, 3 hits, struck out 7. So he's a guy that will fill up the zone a little bit. A .830 whip to start the year.
That's a pretty good whip.
Yeah.
And, folks, if you don't know what that is, that's walks and hits per inning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So if you're not giving up a lot of walks and you're not giving up a lot of hits, your whip is going to be low.
Yes. Like most pitching stats, you want that to be as low as possible.
That is correct. And it's interesting, too, when we see, you see some of these big schools, at least Summit, you're seeing Staley, Blue Springs last year. A lot of these guys, big arms, upper 80s, 90s. Here with Borgia, you're seeing a lot of kids in the upper 70s, low 80s. And that's what we're going to see a lot in these classes. And you're really relying on kids that can spin it, place it, throw off speed, spot their fastball. So if you can't spot your fastball and work off that, or even pitch backwards, spotting your off speed, throwing a fastball by somebody when they're basically not looking, that's what you got to do.
Right. And, I mean, they're in a position now where at the beginning of the game when you just want to spot pitches, it's pretty early. You're with Glidehouse, you're coming off of a good game. You gave up 2 runs in 5 1/3, and you're not getting the low strike call that you obviously really liked that pitch. He kept trying to spot it, kept just narrowly missing, and any time that he tried to go upstairs, Blair Oaks ripped it right up the middle.
Malincrot, and up the bat for the Falcons, Hunter Henches.
Hunter Henches at the plate. Again, he the controversial reached on an error for fielder's choice. Scored a run.
And this is Malincrot on the mound. I had it flipped. Malincrot.
It is Malincrot, isn't it? And that ball is grounded to the second baseman. Oh, he bobbles it. Still has time and gets him. Nice job hanging in there.
He was going 3 different directions on that play.
Ben Nieder stayed with it. Henges, not the speediest of guys, so it gave him some time to get it.
For Blair Oaks, shortstop Evan McCullough.
But the run scores, so it's an RBI out. Productive out. Gotta love productive outs. Takes ball 1 to Evan McCullough, the shortstop.
And Malincrot, just so we can get a little profile on him, now he's up to 2 innings pitched after he records that out. But in his first outing of the year, 1 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 1 run. It was unearned. Walked 3 to just 1 strikeout. Good for a 3.000 whip.
And that ball's in dirt. We didn't see it, and that's what we should have Glidehouse went to short,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where he missed it, and it moved Malincrot out to
Yes.
left field, and I think that's
we
where
got
Keeler came in.
Yeah.
That ball is fouled straight back.
Sometimes I think about just not even writing positions in the position box
I
on
know,
score
man,
books
it's-
for high school baseball. You never know where somebody's going to be.
Where'd he go?
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes to McCullough. Little cat and mouse. Curveball, bang through the hole. Coach is going to send him. The throw is coming in, and it's not going to be in time. Kliegel scores standing on the RBI single by McCullough.
And now we can close the book on our second pitcher of the night, Zeitman. He gives up 2. And both are earned as well on those walks that he gave up. Like we said, leadoff walks turned into leadoff runs.
2 more runs. It's 8-1 Falcons. And it's strike 1 to the DH, Libert, who singled, scored in the bottom of the first. I'll tell you, sometimes it isn't, the big sexy numbers with the doubles, the triples. But they are hitting the ball hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're finding the holes. They're barreling up. And it's been a singles barrage.
Yeah. I mean, they have 2 extra base hits in 3 games. And that's 3 wins. So,
and as we were talking about that, it's tough sometimes. You see the big double, you see that, but then they can't string hits together. Blair Oaks is stringing hits back to back to back and putting a lot of pressure on the defense.
yeah.
1-1. A little low. 2 balls and a strike. I think Struckhoff is wanting that pitch, man, at the knees there. But he's got some long chins.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's the same pitch we've been seeing all day.
And that ball is through past the diving first baseman, Griffin. And the throw comes to third. Haas stops at first and third.
Wyatt Libert with
2
a
outs.
2-out single for Blair Oaks. Now stepping to the plate, Jet Kerwitt.
Everybody getting in on the action. 2 outs. Correct. He grounded out in his first at bat to the second baseman. Little sign there from the catcher Bueller.
And in a game like this where your offense is really starting to roll, where, again, we're seeing kind of a singles parade here, Kerwitt 0 for 3 or now 0 for 4 on the season. He's a guy who would like to get his first hit of the year, the junior. He has walked, so he's reached base. Again, looking for that first single. It's going to feel good to round first base a little bit, get your swagger.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Little challenge fastball from Malincrot. There you go, Brennan.
There you go.
RBI single. That's the little, okay, baby. I've been here
Jet
before.
Kerwitt drives in a run for the Falcons. Now stepping to the plate, third baseman Cole Orballs.
So not only that, your first hit, it's an RBI.
Yeah, get your first ribby of the year. And it's just a tough day so far for Borgia. And you look at that, that's exactly what you want to do with that pitch. Maybe a little up for what you wanted it, but just beat him on your fastball, trying to go low, get him to change his eye level a little bit.
And we have Cole Ortball stepping in. He singled 2 RBIs in his first at bat, takes ball 1. And if you're watching, and that's a strike, good pitch, good off speed, this is not an anomaly. This Blair Oaks team, this is I think personally, one of the better teams in the state, no matter the class, right?
and then you look at them and you go, man, they don't have the pure, rankings.
Oh,
talent.
that's a great. I'm sorry,
No,
but a
yeah.
great piece of hitting, and that ball gets past the left fielder, and everybody moves up a run. He went down and got that, hit that off his shoelaces for an RBI single, advances to second on the bobble, and it is 10-1. Blair Oak, sorry to interrupt you there.
No,
Brad.
I mean, that really kind of played into what I was talking about. These are 9 guys who can just hit the baseball. Look, I mean, everything has been a base hit, but every single player in this starting lineup has reached base so far, and we're in the bottom of the second inning.
And we're back to the top of the order. Just here in the bottom of the second inning, they've batted around twice already here in the second inning. And you have Brock Burr.
They'll score another.
On the wild pitch. Curlette comes in from third base on the wild pitch. Ortball's up to third base. And it is 11-1. And this is where I want to see how St. Francis Borgia responds, right? You are evidently having a tough day. So how do you respond? Do you keep your head up, keep plugging?
Yeah. And this is high school baseball. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen, a 9-run comeback, 10-run comeback.
Exactly.
And again, I think once you get to baseball at the higher levels, this might be one of those games where a coach says, listen, we got to play 2 more this weekend, kind of resign yourself a little bit, but you can battle. You can afford to battle a little bit here.
Brock Burr with a 2-out walk for Blair Oaks. Next up, Nolan Laughlin.
Laughlin, who has scored twice, singled, walked. He's 1 for 1. And here we go.
Yeah, he's also hitting above 500 coming into the night. OPS over 1,000, and he's one of the guys with an extra base hit for this group.
Ball 1. And, you see him and a little more diminutive.
Yeah.
But that athletic build.
Mm-hmm. This is the last guy you want coming to the plate.
Popped up. Haas over. Foul ball. Couldn't make the plate.
Last guy you want at the plate when you're struggling to find the strike zone. It's a smaller guy that has shown that if you leave it up, he's going to hit it a long way. So,
and like you said, this is a big park.
Mm-hmm.
They don't put the signs up to say, it's 800 feet. No, I'm kidding. It ain't that far. It looks pretty normal. Probably 375, maybe center. Mm-hmm. Again, and that's going to get out of play. I would imagine 375 to center.
Yeah.
385 maybe.
A lot of grass out there.
Yes, there is. Beautiful ballpark. I think it's gotten even warmer than it was earlier today. This is fantastic, folks. I don't know what to say to you. This is great.
I got out of the car and said, I'm feeling a little warm. Might not need the jacket. Got up, felt a little wind. Got scared for a couple minutes. And we're good. We're back to okay.
Curveball, good pitch. Ends the inning on the strikeout.
The Falcons put 5 runs on the scoreboard.
We're going to the top of the third inning with the score 11-1, Blair Oaks. All right, leading off,
This inning for the Knights,
Henry Zeitman.
Henry Zeitman.
He's the DH, and
He's the DH no longer, but
That's correct.
He started
He
the first
was the
inning as the
DH.
DH.
I'm sorry, you're
He's
correct.
I don't know. He might be a left fielder. He could be a second baseman.
I
We're
think
not
he is
totally sure.
he's in right field
Okay.
right now.
Yes,
Yeah. We
correct.
saw him go out to right field. We saw that.
Yes, that's the switch that we caught.
We got some action in the bullpen back over there. I can't see a number, so we may see another pitcher here next little bit. Meanwhile, Halford keeps pitching 2-1 here to lead off the inning. 3-1. And this is another thing, too. A young kid, you got all these runs. Do you relax or do you stay focused?
Mm-hmm.
Can you stay focused and go out and take care of business? Go 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's also a long time to be sitting down after you've thrown an inning.
Right?
And, I was just about to comment on how great not only optically how this ballpark is, but we're sitting here and we don't have to worry about the sun coming over and you can't see the scoreboard or anything. But for an opposing pitcher or even a home pitcher, might not be your favorite place in the world. Sun setting right in your eyes right at game time.
Exactly. And Zeitman goes down on
Now
strikes.
batting for St. Francis Borgia, Drew.
I like that.
Eubank.
Halford fell behind 3-1, but comes back 2 straight pitches, gets the strikeout on a nice pitch. Bottom just dropped out of that slider. And a ground ball to the shortstop. Comes up. Nice play by Evan McCullough for out number 2. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's right,
kidding.
Lauren. I appreciate that.
Next up for the Knights.
We do. We
Yeah,
talk about
leader.
baseball economics.
Yeah.
1 pitch, 1 out.
You'll
That's
take
good
that
as
anytime.
gets.
Yeah. It's ironic because you usually see 3-1 count's going to be a hitter's count every day of the week, maybe even twice on Sundays. But we've seen it 3 times in this game. All 3 strikeouts, or at least 2 of the strikeouts for Halford have been on counts where he was down 3-1.
That shows some. That shows a little moxie.
A little grit there too. I mean,
That's an old school word there.
Yeah.
That old school word.
pitch.
Moxie. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Ben Nieder. And a swing. And a 1, 2, 3. That's exactly what we were talking about right there. Got a little behind, comes back. 2 Ks in the inning. We're going to the
Knights
bottom of
going
the
on
3rd
to
inning
1-2-3.
score,
After
11-1
2.5
Falcons.
innings,
It's gonna be a good one.
Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep reaching in. 1 stolen base, a hit by pitch. Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what, folks, the young pitcher, Vander Halford, coming out and getting behind. He was down 3-1 to the 8-hitter Zeitman, coming back, getting the strikeout, 1 pitch ground out, 3-pitch K. That's impressive for the sophomore, Brennan.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, for a guy, it's your first outing of the year. You're going against a team that, has some prowess, a good lineup. Your boys are going to spot you some runs, maybe not 11 every time, but you get an 11-run spot, and you'll take it. 41 pitches through 3 innings. He's got 4 strikeouts.
Let's go around the state a little bit. We're checking the old game changer. Southern Boone is taking on Macon. It's a 1-0 ball game, Macon.
Hey.
That's what it was there. Let me go down here and look. That's in the live feed. That could be changed. That could have changed.
G.A.C. Schaffner.
Let me look down here. I love that. Savannah 9-7 right now up on Excelsior Springs. Let's see. Where is that? There it is. Yeah, Macon 1-0 over
Jackson,
Southern Boone.
Houston.
There you go.
That's a Class 4 dandy right there. Southern Boone, another one of those. Coach Brian Ash, who was here at Blair Oaks, won a couple state titles. And we have a new pitcher, number 51.
Jace Schaffner in the ball game. That's his first pitch of the 2025 season, and it's a strike.
Gotta love that.
Jackson Houston seeing his first AB of the game as well. He comes in for Halford, Zane Halford, not our starter for the night.
And that's grounded off the end of the bat. Easy play by the second baseman, Nieder, for out number 1.
Now statement.
Goal. Seems like they're still keeping it pretty true to form on the lineup-wise, but
Dylan Kleigel, who takes a strike, is 1 for 1, base on balls, run scored, and he's got an RBI in this game. 1-1 the count. And that's a ball.
and they're just spitting on these pitches that are just outside of the zone. Great control. It's incredible so far.
And that is 3 balls and a strike. Line drive down in front of the center fielder, O'Hanlon.
Dylan Kleigel with a 1-out single for Blair Oaks. Next up, Hunter Henches.
Henches at the plate. Henches, he's had a pretty good day so far as well. Reached on the fielder's choice, grounded out to and scored a run, grounded out to the second baseman, but an RBI, and the old HBP.
Yeah.
Do it any way you can, right?
Getting on base.
Got another pinch hitter, number 21. For Evan, or 28, excuse me.
Mitchell Rogers.
Mitchell Rogers. His first at-bat of the year.
I like this. I like to see that with Coach DeMilia. You get a young man in, hadn't had an at-bat yet. You're up 11-1. You get some opportunity to see what this young man can do here. 2 on, 1 out. It's ball 1, and a ground ball to the shortstop, comes up with it, makes a throw, long throw, and not going to get him. That would have been a tough play.
Yeah.
That right there is a single.
Yes. First hit of the year for Rogers.
Now batting for Blair Oaks.
Which loads the bases for the DH, Wyatt Libbert, who's having himself a pretty good day, 2 for 2.
Yeah.
2 runs scored and an RBI. It's always the guys in the dugout
Right.
telling you got ice and to wear it. I'm getting out the way.
Yeah. I'm getting out the way if I'm 2 for 2 with 2 singles, too.
Exactly. 2-0. I want to swing the bat.
Right. Now in a spot, if I've got a nice crispy Evo shield on, I might
Lean into one.
It's a 2-1 game in the 6th. I might lean into one. I might.
2 balls and a strike to Libbert. Popped foul, back out of play. Two balls and 2 strikes. The Borgia faithful traveling out. Gotta love that. Oh, that's a good pitch. Caught the corner. Caught Libbert looking for out number 2 of this inning. Bases loaded, and here comes Quirrett.
Center fielder Jack Kerwit.
Quirrett.
I was saying Kiroet in the pregame.
That's what it looks like. And he takes strike 1. Good opportunity here. He's 1 for 2. He's scored a run.
Schaffner's starting to find himself a little bit on the mound.
One ball, 1 strike. Quirrett got his first RBI, first hit of the season, his last at bat. Has an opportunity.
That's a good pitch.
I'm sorry.
That was a good pitch. I mean, that's one you won, especially down 11-1. But, I mean, it's been consistent all night.
Yeah.
That was not a good pitch. So
3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, baseball evens out a little bit, right?
Yes, it does. And that is ball 4. So the base on balls gets an RBI.
Now batting for the Falcons, Cole or balls.
Excuse me. There was 2 on. I messed up. Sorry, my fault, folks. Now the bases are loaded. Ortballs takes a strike 1.
Yeah, they were jacked. They were definitely jacked before, I think, right? Yeah. Went single, hit by pitch, single, strikeout, walk.
0-2 now to Ortballs. He's got the bases juiced, 2 outs. Misses low. That's a good pitch with 0-2. You don't give him the plate. See if he'll chase.
Oh, he's going to wear one.
That's tough right there.
Just started it inches too far inside.
Yes, he did. 13-1 now. Back to the top of the order. Brock Burr. Swing and foul back for strike 1. That's 2 strikes.
Now you got to put them away. This is just one of those spots where
missed out. It's outside again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to maybe be a little too careful, Brandon.
You're not going to get these guys to chase. I think we may have seen that through the first. I mean, their whiff rate in this ball game has been incredibly low.
So after getting ahead 0-2, he's full. Bases juiced. Nobody put him 2 outs. Big spot here because, I mean, we're talking run rules at this point.
Yeah. I mean, the runner at first is the winning run.
And that ball is hammered and caught! Oh! A heck of a catch. Number 14 out there. We got to look at that. That is Jace Keeler. coming up and saved a bases-clearing double with a diving catch.
Would have ended the game.
Oh, man. We're going to the top of the fourth inning. Yes, top of the fourth inning. Score 13-1, Blair Oaks.
Give me a good one. Give me a good one.
Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. One stone to face, a hit by pitch. Oh, my. I'll tell you what, folks, we got a good one coming up in May 31st, or 30th, 31st, and June 1st with our great partners, Game 7 Baseball. It's part of what we do. You know, we don't just do high school baseball, but we do elementary and middle school baseball, which I love. And we've got our Super 7 series, our Super 7 Invitational 14U tournament coming up. 26 teams.
There you go.
As we got ball one to the hitter here, number 7, Mallinckrodt, leading off the top of the fourth inning. This one is fun for us because we like to. This is the first year we've done it, and it gives us an opportunity. We got 26 teams. We're going to see a lot of 14-year-olds that are heading into high school.
Right.
It's a great opportunity. And a ground ball. And out number 1, third baseman. Number 22 has come in at third base.
Now batting for St. Francis Borgia, Braxton Frankenberg.
Coming in for Ort Bowles. Playing third.
I don't have 22.
I don't either.
The 22 is another new one.
One pitch. That's a nice play. Number 28 came in the game, hit.
He's retired 7 consecutive hitters.
Brody O'Hanlon.
And again, economics, one pitch, one out. O'Hanlon is having a conversation with Coach Struckhoff, and Coach Struckhoff's probably saying, hey, man, take a pitch.
Yeah. See a couple pitches here.
I mean, it's tough sometimes. You know, you see a pitch and you're like, ooh, and he hit that ball hard. That's a nice play by the shortstop. 2 hops, bing, bang, and out.
O'Hanlon game. It's an unforgiving game,
yes,
baseball is.
Ball inside. But that's one of the things we like about our relationship with Game 7 Baseball. We see a lot of, and on the Saturdays, Brennan, we get out and we're doing interviews with the little guys from 8U on up to 14, and it's a lot of fun. And we put out highlights from the weekend and another play by the short. Oh, and he sails that one. So O'Hanlon reaches on the throwing error by the shortstop. Brings up Jace Keeler. Hey, you know what? You just made a play.
Yeah.
You got to the plate on an error. Let's see if he can do something here.
There you go.
Right? That's usually what happens.
Yeah. Don't warm the bus up quite yet. Here we go.
Takes a ball.
I mean, back to what you were saying about Game 7 baseball. I mean, we're newly into the 7-on-7 sphere, and it really is a win-win. You give these kids an opportunity to experience a more professional environment that they're going to see in high school baseball.
Right.
And you get the content and that knowing those kids at 14 to where in 3 years when we're watching them, play big games,
yes,
you already know, hey, man, I watched that kid. I knew he was going to be good at 14.
Right?
You get the leg up. Maybe in 25 years we'll be in a couple Hall of Fame speeches or something. That'll be great.
It's true. We've seen so many kids. There's so many kids pitching. I got a chance to talk to last night. We were at the Troy championship game. That ball is fouled back. We got a 2-2 count. And Kenton Deverman, who is pitching for Evansville and pitching very well, spoke with his dad. And, we watched that kid, whatnot, and here he is pitching, he had big games against Tennessee last year and whatnot. And fouled and hit the pole. And some of the kids you may not have heard, but I remember St. Charles West pitcher Josh Newell, who was very good. Not big, went to Linwood. He's pitching very well for Linwood. And we get to see these things, and it's kind of fun to watch that and those relationships, and they still follow us and comment. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes. It's funny, too, because runner goes, ground ball. Third baseman bobbles it, picks it up. Hangs in there with it. Out number 3. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Score 13-1 Blair Oaks.
Blair Oaks leads St. Francis Borgia 13.
All right, folks. Keeping on, we got our G.A.C. game of the week. We started off this year. We got 4 games with the St. Louis Suburban game of the week. Starting off at Baldwin Athletic Association with with the rivalry, Kirkwood and Webster Groves. We've done this game 3 years in a row. We missed last year because of a rain out, but we're back this year at Baldwin. A dandy of a game we got coming up on the 9th, April 9th, at Eureka. Lafayette, the Lancers coming to town. That's always a good game. It's a rivalry game. Not to mention these are two of the top teams in the state, Brittany.
I mean, that's going to be an incredibly good game. And I think if the calendar adds up, we should see kind of the best of both of those teams arm-wise, and could really show you what those groups are going to look like going into the middle section of the year.
Absolutely. We're excited for the St. Louis Suburban. We're going to be down at Seckman. The Jaguars taking on Parkway South. Parkway South is surprising.
Sneaky.
Right? Oh, my goodness. And finishing off with the St. Louis Suburban, we got Parkway Central visiting Oakville. Looking forward to seeing some of the arms at Oakville.
Yeah.
They are loaded with arms, but they've gotten off to a slow start.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see. They're 3-2, though.
Yeah.
But they've lost some to some of the better teams. It'll be interesting to see how they come out. Number 6, another substitute here. Who we got?
Yeah. Into bat is Jack Brown, or Braun.
Thank you, ma'am.
Which one is it?
Braun.
I played high school basketball for Coach Ed Fritz, and he was the head coach of the Brown brothers, Parker and
Yeah.
What's the one that plays in the NBA? I can't think of the better one's name.
Ground ball. Haas up with it. Nice throw. Out number 1. He was hitting for the lead or for Laughlin, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now batting for the Falcons, Jackson Houston.
Jackson Houston now. We're seeing Coach DeMilia kind of empty the bench. Nice play. Good scoop by Malincrot. Nice play by the shortstop. So 2 quick outs. And Dylan Kliegel.
Next up for the Falcons, Dylan Kliegel.
So a little still pep in the step here.
Yeah.
Strike 1. 2 Kliegel. Number 21 on the mound.
Last name's Bueller. I'm searching. Drew Bueller.
So
he was the catcher.
that
to
was the
start
catcher.
game.
Yeah, I was going to say that's Bueller's on the mound. Catching, now pitching. He was warm.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
And who do we have behind the plate? That's number 16 behind the plate.
Might be 15.
Is it 15?
Yeah. And that's Frankenberg.
Okay.
So now who's in the left?
Man,
we're gonna keep
exactly.
going down the line.
If we can't keep up with the folks, we're sorry.
Yeah.
But it gets a little, we don't have the spotters.
Right.
Strike 3 gets Kliegel looking. So the catcher,
Yeah, that was what they needed all along.
Bueller comes in, sits down the side in order for the first time tonight for St. Francis Borgia. We're going to the top of the 5th inning. Score 13-1 Falcons.
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
Definitely a different type of process.
Cut down or freeze up.
Being a coach's son.
Jackson, of course, they keep retooling. One stone base, a hit by pitch. Oh, my goodness. Hey, I want to give a shout out to one of the best organizations in the St. Louis area, Billy Mayhall and his group, the St. Louis Youth Sports Outreach. They have a store. It's all donations, and they give away. You can come in. They do it for the underprivileged kids. Kids come in. They shop. They get them whatever they need, whatever sport it is. And the great thing is, Billy is one of those guys, and he'd be like, dude, no, it's all cool. He's really like that. But I got to give those guys a shout out. We've done a home run derby with them every year. It's just a fun event. Hey, look, if you want to give, to donate, check out St. Louis Youth Sports Outreach. You won't be disappointed. They do a great job. Shout out to Billy Mayhall and his group.
And Bush Jost on the mound now. Second appearance.
Griffin flies out to the center fielder. I don't even know who's out there anymore. It is still Jet Correct.
Yes, they have not unless it isn't, and then I have no idea.
Caleb Haas swinging, fouled it back out of play, strike 1. five innings, folks. The run rule at 10 in high school will apply if they can't push a couple of runs across here. Ball one. I like what Coach did. His sophomore did a great job. Vander Halford, that was a wonderful. I think that's a player of the game right there.
Yeah, 5-inning Jim. I mean, who else are you going to give player of the game to? Like, everybody and their mom hit a single tonight.
That's right. So we're going with Vander Halford there. We always like to do a player of the game from each team. It's tough. There was with St. Francis Borgia. I like.
I think you got to give it to Keeler for the
right?
catch and
for
right.
the catch. Exactly. There you go. Off the big toe. Foul ball. Yes.
Yes. That's
I'm hip. Jace Keeler saved it, got a couple extra innings for his guys. Jace Keeler, there you go.
opportunity to let a couple of the young guys play a little bit. Yeah.
So we'll do that. So hang around our post-game show. We'll have interviews with our players of the game. Three balls, two strikes, and that I thought it was 3-2, right?
That's what the board has.
No, I think it's now it's 2-2. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I believe it's 2-2.
Now
I should have
it's
looked at
3-2.
my score.
Now it's 3-2 according to our home plate umpire.
All right. We were off one. Ooh, close pitch, the base on balls. Gets Haas on base. Zeitman, Henry's.
Schaffner.
And that's going to be Schaffner. I'm going to spell that the best way I can. Number 51, he was on the mound.
Yes, he was. He's had a pretty good start to the year in the box as well. 333 hitter this year.
And
base knock.
a high bouncing, that turf single bounds over to the third baseman's head. So back-to-back base runners. And Borgia not going quietly into that good night.
Drew Bueller.
That is their first base hit since the second batter of the game in Malincourt. They've reached on strictly walks and fielder's choices since then.
Drew Bueller, who put up the first 1-2-3 inning. There you go. That could be a player of the game.
Yeah.
Gets a single here. May have to change
Well,
our mind. Take strike one. Oh, and he bangs one in. And the throw comes in, cut off, and not in time. So Drew Bueller comes in and goes 1-2-3. RBI single. Oh, my gosh. Doing a job.
Come on, boys. Come on. Come on, Green.
I think Mr. Bueller making a
Next
late
up,
play for
push.
player of the game there.
Snyder.
It's a fantastic play out there from Keeler, but hey. Pinch runner. Back to the top with Ben Nieder, who has struck out twice in this game. And takes strike one. One out. 13-2 ball game. Those couple of runs will keep this game going.
Yeah.
I think Borgia's trying to do it too. Foul ball. You know, we talked about that early, Brennan. What are we going to see? Are they going to just kind of fold over and lay down? But they haven't.
Showing a little bit of grit here. Have to score 3 to keep this one alive, or 2 more to keep this one alive.
And that is down the line and foul. Live to swing another day.
Yeah. If you're going to hit a foul ball in play, that's the one spot you want to hit it to, though. Nobody's catching that.
Exactly. Got my head a little cockeyed here. I got to keep the sun out of my eyeballs. Oh, that was a good pitch. Froze him. Strikeout looking for the second out. Last effort here. Malincrot.
Now batting for St. Francis Borgia, Lane Malincrot.
Two on, two out. And strike one. I like that.
Yeah.
Little trouble.
Got to battle a little bit. I think Bush Jost might have a date at 7:30. He's trying to get out of here a little early.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Has to throw over. And for out number 3, and that is going to be the game.
He nearly took his second baseman's head off in the process, too.
Boy, he did. And we've got a final through 5, 13-2 Falcons. Players of the game for the Falcons, Vander, Halford, and I'm going to go with Drew.
Let's do it.
Lauren, you want to go grab Mr. Zane Halford over there from Blair Oaks? Or Vander Halford.
18.
And number 18, I'm going to go get Mr.
Drew Bueller. That's who you're going to get.
Yeah, Drew Bueller. We'll leave it to some stats here for Brennan. We'll be right. Go ahead, Brennan.
Perfect. So Halford is your player of the game for Blair Oaks. In 5 innings, he gave up just 1 earned run. He struck out. Let's count him here. I believe he struck out 4. At one point retired 9 straight before the E6 put Hanlon aboard in the 4th. But a very, very good day to start his season. He'll pick up the win for you today. No save for our friend Bush Jost, but he gets another scoreless inning, his second of the year. Or excuse me, not a scoreless inning. He gives up his first earned run of the year. But another pretty clean set for him. Just 1 earned run over that inning pitched. Gets him to his second of the year. It was a tough night for Borgia as Glidehouse, just a third of an inning pitched, 6 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned. He faces 7 batters and records just 1 out. Other than that, it was kind of a wherever we can get it affair. Malincrot came in and pitched, Zeitman as well. Schaffner kind of began to stifle the movement a little bit towards the end, and they will not have to pitch anybody else for the rest of the night. So they do get out relatively unscathed. And we're back for postgame.
No, you're good. All right, folks, we're into our post-game show. Just been going through the numbers there, Brennan. We have from St. Francis Borgia, our player of the game. The only 1, 2, 3 inning. Good job on the mound there, young man. Banged out an RBI single there. Guys didn't quit. That's what I like. I know it was tough, but you guys kept playing hard. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think
I'm sorry. This is Drew Bueller, folks. I didn't say his name. Drew Bueller, our player of the game. Go ahead, Drew.
Yeah, I mean, after scoring 1 run in the first, and it's really tough just giving up 6 in the first inning. But, we just got to keep going, and we were really just preparing for our tournament this weekend.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, this is your first, from what I understand, your first opportunity on the mound this year. You were behind the dish to start the night. Sorry for making you look into the sun over here as well. What's that like having to go from behind the dish and now they need you to pitch pretty quick there? Not something you probably imagined you would have to do today.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty ready from basically playing catching.
Yeah.
But, pitching's always fun, and you just get to understand more because you know what pitches to throw in the right moments.
Yeah, probably makes you better as a catcher as well.
Yeah.
You know what your pitchers are going through, and it gets a little lonely out there sometimes on the mound.
Yeah.
Drew, your season, it's early, whatnot. How do you guys shake this one off and just head into the tournament, get ready for that?
Yeah, we were just really getting ready our pitching because we don't have many pitchers this year. We lost 10 seniors, so that was really big. I think we just focus on our next game on Friday.
There you go. I like it. There you go. All right, buddy. Hey, Drew Bueller, folks, our player of the game from St. Francis Borgia. Good luck to you the rest of the year, young man, and just hang in there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to get our player of the game from Blair Oaks High School, the pitcher, Mr. Vander Holford. You're going to have to jump right up to the microphone there, buddy. We're going to get you there. There you go. Vander, you looked like you were in control pretty much the whole day. How did you feel out there on the mound?
I felt pretty good. It was my first time pitching for varsity. And after the jamboree, which was rough, it felt pretty nice to go out there and get quick outs.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, jamboree didn't quite go your way this year. You come out, first inning, you push one across on just one hit. What's it like kind of having to come back in that situation, settle yourself a little bit, and get back to it?
I wasn't too worried about it. I mean, as long as I throw strikes, I know our defense can get outs. And I got a few more. I was working on a few pitches that we're working today, so that went pretty good.
I liked what I saw. Brendan and I were talking about this in that last inning you pitched. You come back out. It was after one of those. You went 3-1 to the hitter, and I thought, well, maybe you might see a little something, but you battled right back, strike out, and came back and went 1-2-3. What's your mindset as you're going through? You see all these big runs, and you're sitting in the dugout. Did you get a little tight? What is your mindset? Did you kind of drift? How do you get yourself refocused after a big inning like that?
I just did a little bit of bands, and I just went back out there and threw. That's not much, I guess.
Not much else to do, right?
Just went out there.
Always good to have a 13-run cushion there.
Yeah.
Going.
I like the fact that you're doing bands in the middle of the game. What else you got, Brendan? Anything for the young man?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was you kind of touched on it. You got behind a couple times, but you never looked like you were out of control. I mean, just a sophomore, is there anything that goes through your mind in between pitches when you're down 3-1? You got to battle back a little bit.
I just think about the next pitch being a strike. I mean, I try hit my spots. If not, I don't want to be like too far off, but if I'm down, I usually just keep going at it.
Yeah, and I mean, last thing, when we're talking about, you having a good day on the mound, you do have to give a little credit to your catcher as well. Nolan, he's a pretty experienced catcher. Does that help out a lot, having a guy behind the dish with some experience?
Yeah, because I'll just listen to whatever he tells me to throw because he knows what he's doing.
Perfect.
Outstanding. Hey, Vander, appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, buddy. Our player of the game from Blair Oaks. Congratulations on the win today, bud.
Thank you.
Good rest of the year.
All right. As we finish up here today, I want to thank Brendan Kanabe. Nailed it. For coming out and working with us. Brendan, enjoyed this a lot. We got a lot more baseball. What's your thoughts here on the season upcoming? Anything that you've seen? What are you looking forward to?
I mean, the champs are still the champs, is what we realized tonight. I mean, until somebody can prove they can stifle this lineup of, everybody got on base, man. It's incredible. They've showed in the early season that they might have a tough time getting on base. 2-1 wins to start the year, and they kind of shut that off, put it right to bed today. And for Borgia, you just got to file this one in the filing cabinet somewhere in the back of the head and say, wasn't our day. we'll take the bus ride back and sit and think about it. But in 2 days, you've got your own tournament at home, and that's a great place to build some momentum where you're going to play at least 3 in a row at your place. So
absolutely, coming to this place here. This is the first time we've been here with Blair Oaks, and we've seen this program for a while. I love the small town feel. I love the Class 4 teams. I think Class 4 is one of the toughest classes in the state. I think it's going to be, as you said, the champs are still the champs. And I think that's going to be the interesting thing as we go through this. You start looking at at teams here, Southern Boone. Are they going to be Booneville? Oops. I'm way down here. Let me go get back up here. We were talking about Logan Rogersville earlier. They lost to Republic. And, Republic's a Class 6 school, so that doesn't surprise me in that respect. Mm-hmm. Macon, though, is still up 2-1 over Southern Boone.
No kidding.
And you got, I believe, there it is, I'm seeing it, Summit Christian up 5-2 over St. Michael the Archangel, which is 2 teams that could be potential. Summit Christian's got some guys. St. Michael the Archangel, they surprised some folks last year. You're pretty familiar with these 2 groups.
Yeah, and they've surprised even this year with what they lost. To start the year off with a big win against Fulton, that's something that you always would look forward to in their spot. I'm trying to find the Benton score for today.
It's at 0-0 right now.
Okay, I guess they're a 6 o'clock start over in St. Joe is what I've
Are they playing Central?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All I see is a 0-0 score here for the Benton Cardinals. So nothing yet. Yeah, that's another one. Benton is going to be – it'll be interesting to see. Mm-hmm. They were there last year. They didn't lose a lot either, did they?
They did not. No, they still have that top-of-the-line power. Chris Coy, both the Coys now. There's another one. They're going to be a special group. They're going to be tough to beat offensively. Getting out of Class 4, Grain Valley's up 8-2 on Kearney, going into the bottom of the 5th, a 7 spot in the 3rd inning for Grain Valley. Whew.
That's moving up there with Kearney. Mm-hmm. They're up into that. That's Class 6, Grain Valley. Yeah. So that's tough when you're making 2-class jump, in those respects, though, right?
Mm-hmm. And we knew this year that it was going to be tough for Kearney in 5A because they're losing a lot of pitching.
Yes.
Not the Gibblers, but and they're losing a veteran, a 4-year starter at catcher. So that doesn't help when you're losing pitching as well. Taylor on the mound for them today gave up 8 runs, 10 walks.
Ooh.
That's tough. It gets pretty lonely out there after about walk 5. Oof.
You got some teams here that I'll tell you, I think it's going to be interesting to see this Class 4. I think there's a lot of really good baseball. I'm glad to be out here today with Blair Oaks. We appreciate Coach Mike DeMilia, his group, inviting us over. We talked to them. They said, heck yeah, come on. We'd love to see you guys come over. And I love to bring some sunshine on programs like this, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we do this. Youth Baseball Midwest, we're committed to being the most comprehensive youth baseball talk in the Midwest. That's one of the things that we try to do because we want to promote youth baseball. And I think over the last, 5 years, Missouri baseball has just become
exploded.
It's huge. And the talent is better at all classes. You're seeing big-time arms and big-time players in small schools. Oran, Class 1 down there, Ryland Mills, and they got 2 other kids that are going to the next level. Mm-hmm. I think Oran's going to be hard to beat again in Class 1. They won last year. Good luck beating Oran.
Yeah.
And so these are the things that I think are very interesting, and we appreciate Brennan and his group and what they do for high school sports as well.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Enjoyed it, my friend.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well, man. I'm excited. Excited to be back for Blue Springs here in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. Got to tune in for that. We'll be back. That is April 7th. That's a Monday night. Lee Summit West Woo-hoo-hoo. They lost, though, the other night, didn't
They lost to Liberty.
Liberty is I love Coach Bragg.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna. I think Liberty is.
I think they're going to beat somebody who they might not.
Yeah,
they might not be able.
You may end up even seeing them in the Final Four.
Yeah, their team, if they can get hot, I think their problem is going to be their ability to pitch deep into games.
Yeah.
They're a little thin on the mound. They can hit the ball really hard. And
yes,
sometimes that really helps you out.
Hey, look, you District 7 and 8, brutal. Thank you very much.
Throw them all away. That's
coin toss.
Yeah,
just
right. Oh, we got the 1 seed. Who are we playing? Oh, 23-10 Liberty. Great.
Appreciate you, bro. That's the way it is, man.
Yeah.
We were a few years ago. We're calling District 8 the District of Death.
Yeah. I mean, we've been calling it that for years now with basketball as well, I think. I might have the stat wrong, but I think in the last 5 years in Class 6 basketball, and I think it might be the same for baseball too, if I can remember correctly, District 1 and District 8 have won all 5 of the last 5 basketball champions. It might be 2 in St. Louis, but it's the St. Louis.
Because you had Vianney, I think, in there too, right?
Yeah. It's insane.
It is tough, man. It is tough. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed. I know score got away from them a little bit, but we appreciate you joining us. Our crack team, give it out to Drew Klutz, our engineer. Giving you the pictures, Lauren Klutz. My partner to the right here, Brennan Kanabi.
Yeah, there you go. You had it.
I knew it, baby.
We're 2 for 3 on the day.
So, good night from Blair Oaks, folks. Everybody have a great day in the Lord. All you pitchers, keep throwing strikes. And hitters, give them some advice. Give the hitters an advice.
Hit singles, man. That's what we learned today. Hit singles. Blast them up the middle.
It's good advice, folks. We'll see you all next time.